From the Indian government condemning Pakistan's defense minister to the Congress posting a gayab jibe aimed at Prime Minister Narendra Modi on X. Here is today's news wrap. India has condemned Pakistan's defense minister Khwaja Asif for his open confession admitting to training and funding terrorist organizations. Speaking at the United Nations, India's deputy permanent representative Yojana Patel called Pakistan a rogue state responsible for fueling global terrorism. The statement comes amid rising tensions following the Pahalgam terror attack.
The whole world has heard Pakistan's Defense Minister Khwaja Asif admitting and confessing Pakistan's history of supporting, training, and funding terrorist organizations in a recent television interview. This open confession surprises no one and exposes Pakistan as a rogue state fueling global terrorism and destabilizing the region. Thank you, Chair. I would like to begin by thanking the UN Office of Counterterrorism for convening this important meeting and to express India's appreciation to Spain and Iraq, the co-chairs of the Group of Friends of Victims of Terrorism, for their leadership in organizing this event. A special thanks to ASG, to DSG, and USG involved in this process. Mr. Voronkov, a special thanks to you. India deeply appreciates and values the strong, unequivocal support and solidarity extended by leaders and governments across the world in wake of the recent terrorist attack at Pahalgam, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This is a testimony to the international community's zero tolerance for terrorism. The Pahalgam terrorist attack represents the largest number of civilian casualties since the horrific 26/11 Mumbai attacks in 2008. Having been a victim of cross-border terrorism for decades, India fully understands the long-lasting impact such acts have on victims, their families, and society. As the UN Security Council in its statement has said, perpetrators, organizers, financiers, and sponsors of reprehensible acts of terrorism must be held accountable and brought to justice. Acts of terrorism are criminal and unjustifiable, regardless of their motivation, wherever, whenever, and by whomever committed. We reiterate that terrorism in all its forms must be condemned unequivocally. The establishment of the Victims of Terrorism Association is a significant step in this regard. It will create a structured, safe space for victims to be heard and supported. India believes that initiatives like Votan are essential to strengthening the global response to terrorism, ensuring that victims remain at the center of our collective efforts. Thank you. Thank you, Madam. It is unfortunate that one particular delegation has chosen to misuse and undermine this forum to indulge in propaganda and make baseless allegations against India. The whole world has heard Pakistan's Defense Minister Khwaja Asif admitting and confessing Pakistan's history of supporting, training, and funding terrorist organizations in a recent television interview. This open confession surprises no one and exposes Pakistan as a rogue state fueling global terrorism and destabilizing the region. The world can no longer turn a blind eye.
In other news, in the wake of the deadly terror attack in Pahalgam that claimed 26 lives, the Jammu and Kashmir government has shut down around 50 tourist destinations and trekking trails across the valley, citing security concerns. Popular spots like Gurez, Dudhpatri, Bangas Valley, Verinag, and the Kaman Post in Uri have been closed due to the inadequate security presence. Srinagar's historic Jamia Masjid has also been made off limits to tourists.
The Jammu and Kashmir government has decided to shut down around 50 tourist destinations and trekking trails in the valley, citing security reasons after last week's terror attack on tourists in Pahalgam. The destinations that have been shut down for not having adequate security presence included famous resorts like the Gurez Valley, Doda Patri, Verinag, the Bangas Valley, and Yusmarg. Officials said the government decided to close these destinations for the safety of the tourists after last Tuesday's attack in Pahalgam left 25 tourists and 1 local dead. Tourist destinations that do not have adequate security presence remain open, they said. Gurez, one of the closed destinations, is a valley on the line of control, LOC, in Bandipora district that had become a hit with tourists over the last decade. Doda Patri, a meadow that was emerging as a favorite tourist destination for its proximity to Srinagar city, just 45 kilometers away, has also been shut. The Bangas Valley in North Kashmir's Kupwara and Verinag in South Kashmir's Anandnag have also been closed for tourists. The command post in Uri on the LOC that had been open for tourists some time ago has also now been closed. It had been a favorite spot among picnickers, both from within and outside Kashmir. The government has also decided to close Kausar Nag, a high-altitude lake in South Kashmir Shopia, for tourists. Kausar Nag is also a trekking trail famous with the adventure tourists and trekkers. In Srinagar city, the government has decided not to allow the tourists to visit Jamia Masjid, the grand mosque at the heart of the old city. Officials said police and paramilitary forces will erect checkpoints outside these tourist destinations and not allow them to go beyond designated areas. He further added that Pahalgam itself and other famous destinations like Gulmarg remain open for tourists, but some areas within these places will be restricted.
यहाँ के बहुत ही अच्छा लगा, जो डल लेक है बहुत ही अच्छा है, नज़ारा भी बहुत अच्छा है, घूम के मालूम पड़ा यहाँ पर लोग भी बहुत अच्छा है, कल्चर भी बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन पहलगाम नहीं जा पाए, वो जो देखना था 2 दिन 4 दिन तो यही रह गए, श्रीनगर में ही रह गया। वहाँ पे होटल बुक था, कैंसिल हो गया, कैंसिल होने के बाद यहाँ पे आ गए, श्रीनगर में शिफ्ट हो गया। फिर 4 दिन यहाँ पे घूमा, आउटसाइड देखा, अच्छा लगा।
तो अभी ऐसा कुछ माहौल नहीं है डर का?
नहीं, डर का कोई माहौल नहीं है, चारों तरफ तो पुलिस है, आर्मी है, सीआरपीएफ है, कोई डर का माहौल नहीं है।
पहलगाम के बाद डरते हैं टूरिस्ट आने से?
हाँ,
लगता है कि आना चाहिए सब?
नहीं, आना चाहिए, लेकिन जो चीज के लिए आना चाहते थे वो अगर नहीं मिला तो क्या।
In other news, a political storm erupted after the Congress posted a Gayab jibe aimed at Prime Minister Narendra Modi on X. The BJP responded sharply, with party leader Amit Malviya calling it a dog whistle aimed at the Muslim vote bank. As tensions escalate, both parties are locked in a fierce exchange over leadership, accountability, and communal politics. Watch how leaders from both sides reacted to the controversy.
पाकिस्तान में वाहवाही लूटी जा रही है। आप देखिए, ये पाकिस्तान के पूर्व मंत्री कांग्रेस का ट्वीट टैग करके क्या लिखते हैं?
ये कांग्रेस का असली चेहरा देश के सामने आया है। पाकिस्तानी बोल जो कांग्रेस की जुबान से निकल रहे हैं वो अच्छे नहीं है।
देखिए, वो कांग्रेस का ट्वीट है, बेहतर वो बताएंगे, लेकिन मेरा मानना है कि कुछ चीजें कई बार दुख होता है। जैसे ऑल पार्टी मीट थी, प्रधानमंत्री जी के आने से उस फोरम की गरिमा और बढ़ती।
आए 24 तारीख को वापस और बिहार में चुनावी भाषण देने के लिए चले गए। चुनावी भाषण के लिए वक्त है उनको, पर सर्वदलीय बैठक में आने के लिए उनके लिए मौका नहीं, वक्त नहीं है क्या? दिलचस्पी नहीं है क्या? वो प्रधानमंत्री देखिए सर्वदलीय बैठक में तो नहीं थे। हमने 22 तारीख को ही मांग की थी, खड़गे जी ने मांग की थी, राहुल जी ने मांग की थी, मैंने मांग किया था कि सर्वदलीय बैठक बुलाया जाए प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में। प्रधानमंत्री नहीं, हालांकि प्रधानमंत्री आए 24 तारीख को वापस और बिहार में चुनावी भाषण देने के लिए चले गए। चुनावी भाषण के लिए वक्त है उनको, पर सर्वदलीय बैठक में आने के लिए उनके लिए मौका नहीं, वक्त नहीं है क्या, दिलचस्पी नहीं है क्या? तो और उन्होंने वो मान लिया है, वो नॉन बायोलॉजिकल नहीं है, उन्होंने कह दिया है कि मैं भी ह्यूमन हूं, मैं भी एक इंसान हूं। तो आए लोकसभा में, राज्यसभा में बहस में भाग लें, नेतृत्व करें, हमें अवगत कराएं क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, क्यों हुआ ये जो क्रूर आतंकवाद हमला। और कोई राजनीतिक टोका टोकी नहीं, पर एक सामूहिक संकल्प, एकता एकजुटता, एकता एकजुटता, एकता एकजुटता, एक ही फॉर्मूला है कांग्रेस का आज, एकता और एकजुटता और सद्भावना, एकता एकजुटता और सद्भावना
शुरू कर दिए। ये कांग्रेस का असली चेहरा देश के सामने आया है। पाकिस्तानी बोल जो कांग्रेस की जुबान से निकल रहे हैं वो अच्छे नहीं है। एक तरफ आप पार्लियामेंट सेशन बुलाने की बात करते हो और दूसरी तरफ पाकिस्तान के समर्थन की भाषा बोलते हो। आपके लोग, आपके नेता एक के बाद दूसरा बयान ऐसा देते हैं और कांग्रेस का शीर्ष नेतृत्व बिल्कुल चुप्पी साध लेता है। कोई उनको नोटिस नहीं हुआ, किसी व्यक्ति को पार्टी से नहीं निकाला गया। यहां तक कि मुख्यमंत्री, मंत्री, कांग्रेस के बड़े नेता ऐसी बयानबाजी कर रहे हैं जिससे देश शर्मसार हो रहा है। तो मेरा कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष से और कांग्रेस के बड़े नेताओं से सवाल है, क्या वो भारत के साथ हैं कि पाकिस्तान के बोल बोलते रहेंगे?
देखिए, वो कांग्रेस का ट्वीट है, बेहतर वो बताएंगे, लेकिन मेरा मानना है कि कुछ चीजें कई बार दुख होता है। जैसे ऑल पार्टी मीट थी, प्रधानमंत्री जी के आने से उस फोरम की गरिमा और बढ़ती, एक जो गांधीर्य है वो बढ़ता। रिटोरिकल चीजें चूक जाती हैं कई दफा, और अब वक्त भी नहीं है रिटोरिकल चीजों का। कई चीजें हो रही हैं दुनिया में, पूरे जियोपॉलिटिकल सेटअप में जो चीजें हो रही हैं उसको लेकर के भारत का दृष्टिकोण बेहद साफ है, और वो प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में सभी दलों की ओर से वो जाना चाहिए। वो कभी कभी मिसिंग लिंक रहता है।
अमित मालवीय ने भी इस पे कहा है कि कांग्रेस सिर्फ अपने वोट बैंक को देखती है, जिम्मेदारी से कभी प्रधानमंत्री
क्या बात कर रहे हैं कि वोट बैंक की बात करती है? वोट बैंक शब्द क्या है भाई? अव्वल तो ये बैंक टाइप कोई चीज होती नहीं है। आजकल तो बैंक ही सुरक्षित नहीं है, तो वोट बैंक क्या रहेगा? महत्वपूर्ण ये है कि ये लोग हैं, समूह हैं जिनसे भारत का निर्माण होता है। वो हिंदू हो, मुसलमान हो, सिख हो, ईसाई हो, वो अगड़े हों, वो पिछड़े हों, वो दलित हों, महादलित हों, ये मिलकर के हिंदुस्तान बनाते हैं। उसका स्केलेटन है। आप उसको इस तरह से खारिज नहीं कर सकते कि वोट बैंक ये वो नजरिया, वो सोच अगर हम नहीं बदलेंगे, किस बात की सरकार भाई, किस बात का पक्ष, किस बात का विपक्ष?
On Monday, flight operations at Delhi Indira Gandhi International Airport were severely disrupted. As many as 462 departures, roughly 70% of total scheduled flights, were delayed due to an unusual combination of early easterly winds and ongoing runway repair work. Around 50% of incoming flights were also delayed, causing major inconvenience to thousands of passengers. Here's a report on this news story.
As many as 462 flights that were scheduled to depart from Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport got delayed on Monday due to unfavorable weather conditions and repair of one runway. This makes up for 70% of the flights taking off from the airport, causing inconvenience to passengers. Besides, 50% of the arriving flights were also delayed, according to the flight tracking website Flightradar 24. Delhi Airport issued 3 passenger advisories on Monday regarding the flight delays. The IGI Airport said in an X post on Monday afternoon, and I quote, "Due to shifting wind patterns in the vicinity of airports, certain airline operations may experience delays. A combination of factors, including the early onset of easterly winds and the commencement of upgradation work on a runway, led to massive delays at the Delhi airport in the previous week," the airport authorities said. Air traffic flow management measures were put in place from 10:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and from 10:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday. The post said by air traffic control authorities to ensure safe operations in accordance with international and regulatory protocols, keeping passenger safety as the highest priority. Last week, Delhi Airport warned of unfavorable weather conditions. The Delhi airport wrote in a post on X on April 25, "We would like to inform you that as per forecast from IMD, easterly winds are expected between 26th April and 4th May 2025. This change in wind patterns may potentially affect flight operations during this period. When the easterly winds are in action, the airport can accept only 32 arrivals per hour, in contrast to 46 arrivals per hour during westerly winds." The airport had planned its upgradation work on runway 10 by 28, anticipating that the easterly winds would start after May 15 to make it capable of handling low visibility operations from both sides. However, contrary to the prediction, the easterly winds started in mid-April. Last week, airport authorities postponed the runway upgrade work to June and preponed the reopening of the runway to May following mounting public criticism, including a public rebuke by Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah on social media over inconvenience faced by passengers due to flight delays and disruptions.
That's all for today. We leave you with visuals from the Chittarai festival in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. This annual religious celebration begins with the sacred flag hoisting ceremony at the Meenakshi Sundareshwar temple.